Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the mountain that I took from the internet and I'm gonna clean it up. So you can see it's on my desktop and I'm just gonna click it and I'm gonna drop it into my scene. I see that X here, that means I'm placing it. I'm gonna hit return on my keyboard, okay? I have to pay attention to where I put it. I'm gonna put it underneath all of my character movements so I can see the character. Now, I need to place it in a place that looks like where the mountains would be. And I also need to change the, I think I'm gonna put here. Turn. And so all I'm doing now is just expanding the mountains, making sure that it fits in the scene. I'm gonna navigate this a little bit so I can see. Okay. Okay. And I think I'm gonna bring my character down some. So what I'm gonna do, even though the other ones are not selected, I'm gonna select them all. So see how I selected the first one, then I held down the shift key while selecting the fifth one, just so that I could move them all together. I wanted to keep track of all of them, okay? Actually, I'll do even that because I like to do that. And I'm going to delete this animation at some point, but I just want to sort of see what I've done so far. Yeah, so I do get that movement that I wanted. So that's good. So now I'm going to zoom back in because I want to clean up this mountain. So remember when you see that smart layer, there it is again. I'm going to right click over it and come down and go to raster. Now again, when you do this rasterized layer, if you click on the image, you're going to get a different set of commands. So you really want to be in the gray area when you select that. Okay. So now what I want to do is to begin to delete some of this white and clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to use the wand tool for it. It's just as easy. Okay. I'm going to hit deselect and try to get a few of these little grays that I see. Again, if you run into problems, feel free to talk to me. I'm always happy to help you. Okay, delete, deselect. Okay, so now I see this text here. And so I'm going to use, again, the rectangular marquee tool. So I can just select all that and just hit delete and deselect. I see the white up here. I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to have to move that up so I don't hit my mountains. Let me zoom in so you can see that. So the selection was all the way down here and I didn't want to delete the top of my mountain. So I had to move it. Okay. And now hit delete so I can get rid of it. And now deselect so I can get those mountains in by itself. Now, I may want that white for the background, but I said it was a warm, hot day. And so maybe I want the background and the mountains. I'm going to get a new layer. maybe I want the backgrounds to be more that gradient. So I'm going to click and hold and go to my gradient. And maybe I want something like, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. Let's make this come up. And let's pick on the bottom and choose like a red and click OK to that. And now I'm going to come here in my gradient tool. And I'm going to switch around these. So and here. Click OK. Change the opacity there so that I have a nice range. So again, I click on the first box here to my left and I put in the color I want and I click and I hit OK. And I click on the box all the way to the right and I say what color I want. And I said I wanted it to be a nice warm day, so I'm making it distinct. And with gradient, I just have to start on one area and drag my mouse up or down, depending on how I want it. And I get that sort of gradient. So it feels a little warm and hot. I'm gonna undo and do it again. So I can have the sand a little bit more red. So I'm gonna start up there. My hand keeps getting stuck. But that's not bad. And I might change the color of the person so that it pops out more. But I can also see some of the areas that I need to clean up, or the areas, let's see, there was an area over here that I need to clean up. And remember, that's on my line drawing of the mountains, that. And I can use my eraser. I don't have to worry about erasing the color off because the color is on another layer, right? Or the gradient color. Now those whites are on the same layer that I'm in. So there's different things I could have done. I'm gonna hit delete, but I could have used the magic eraser, deselect. I could have even changed the settings of some things so that the white didn't show. But since we're just trying to keep it basic, I'm just gonna stick to this tool just so that you're not having to learn a whole bunch of new tools, okay? And I'm not gonna worry about the ones that have a lot of little white. I could if I wanted to, but you don't have to. So now I can look at this and say, okay, but I want the character to pop out. I got my warm sky and everything and warm, hot weather, but I think I'm gonna do a complementary color for the person so that they pop out. So I'm gonna go to layer 1, that's the first person, and I'm gonna change the coloring to, when we think about red, what is the complementary color? And I hope you guys are going, green. And of course you would be correct to say green. And so I'm gonna bring this down to some greens, but I'm paying attention to my reds and my oranges, because I'm thinking of, you know, what kind of green do I want to bring in there? Okay, so I want something that's going to sort of pop against there and so that you can see it, see the character easily. And the truth is, it's really against the yellow, so I think I'm going to actually do some purples because it's really popping against then. So I'm going to do sort of a pale and hit OK. And I'm on the correct layer, the layer of the character. I'm going to click and hold the gradient so I can get back to the paint bucket. And if you're ever not sure what you're on, hide and unhide it, and you can see that I'm on it. So I'm going to just put some purple in there. I'm going to do like a darker purple for the pants. Okay. And I'll do like a grayish purple for the face. Okay. And I'll put some on the hand too. So again, we changed that, or I changed that because I wanted it to stand out against where, against its environment. Okay. So now I have some of this now, and I haven't colored these in, but I think I may want to put a few other things here because I might want to put some birds here, right? So I'm just building this out. So the next video, I'm going to go online and get some birds, and I'm going to bring them back in here to show you that, okay?